Welcome back, Canada. I'm Brock Buchanan, and this is Breaking News with Brock Buchanan. But wait a minute, before we get to the breaking news, it's that time of year again, folks. Here at CBTV, we make June 13th to 15th all about that giving spirit. So join us in being charitable these next 3 days. What are you waiting for? Now, some of our listeners have been asking questions about our charity event, so we opened up a caller section. By Jove, that must be one there. Here's Miss Remillard from Winnipeg.
Hi, Brock. You guys have been talking a lot about charity, and I'm looking to get down to the nitty-gritty on donating, but I don't know where to begin. So I'm looking for some insight in that bit.
All right, Miss Remillard calling from Winnipeg. Glad you asked. As you might already know, we make June 13th to 15th all about that giving spirit. One of my wife's favorite charities, God knows she loves giving away my money, is the Malala Fund. We have relentless charity preacher Ferb Ferguson with us today to enlighten us. Believe me, my wife's blasted my ears off with so much talk about it that I could sit here for hours and tell you about it, but I'm sure Ferb would get angry if I steal the spotlight.
Good day. Ferb here.
Finally, I was starting to think my hair would turn gray. Why don't you tell us about this Malala Fund, kid?
Of course. The Malala Fund is a non-profit organization. In fact, it would be a great contribution to your charity event if you donated, Mr. Buchanan.
Donate? What do you take me for, some kind of philanthropist?
Of course not. Anyway, the fund was established by civil rights icon Malala Yousafzai with a mission to provide a quality education for all underprivileged women and girls.
Wait a minute. Who is Malala? For the viewers who aren't aware.
Oh, goodness gracious. Malala is one hell of a gal. She became one of the world's most prominent and impactful women's rights activists after a near-death experience, which drove her to fight for change not only in Pakistan, but countries around the globe. And all that at only 15 years old. Not only that, but she went on to become the world's youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Only 2 years later.
Well, isn't that something? But tell us more about her foundation. That's why you're here, isn't it? What are you waiting for? Halley's Comet?
Good one. Essentially, the organization's end goal is to have every girl receive a full 12 years of quality education, free of charge, so that women's futures can hold more opportunity than ever. Just think, all the intelligent young women that aren't able to reach their full potential because of discrimination and lack of infrastructure. It makes me shudder. This is exactly why the world needs the Malala Fund.
Well, I never. But slow down, hold the phone, cool your jets. So, let's say I donate to the Malala. What exactly is she spending my money on?
You see, the Malala Fund doesn't believe in the traditional approach of building schools. Rather, they focus on advocacy. The Malala Fund Education Champion Network identifies, invests in, and scales the work of promising local advocates and educators. Picture this, local advocates, just like Malala herself, are given the support they need to amplify their impact and work to change local and national policies that hinder girls' access to education. They have a proven track record too. Two advocacy champions in Nigeria, Habiba Mohammed and Rotimi Olawale, worked together to achieve a major goal in 2018. The Ministry of Education in Kaduna State eliminated secondary school fees, the biggest obstacle to enrollment for adolescent girls. The new policy took effect in September of that year, removing that barrier for nearly 200,000 girls.
Well, I'll be. You gotta admit that policy isn't half bad. But why should I choose the Malala when Timmy down the street starting his own charity to build schools in Africa with his kid sister? Timmy's a darn good kid, I'll tell you. Darn good. Real piece of work when you ask him the time, though. Time to get a watch this, time to get a watch that. Anyway, get on with it, pal.
Let me give an example. I believe it was Peter Singer who said that instead of donating to a charity that treats the blind, it would be better to donate to one that works towards preventing blindness. In this case, building schools is an admirable initiative, but it isn't truly useful when exorbitant fees and discriminatory policies prevent many girls from attending. That's why the Malala Fund focuses on creating that infrastructure.
Well, now I've heard everything. But give me more! Don't just stand there. What do you have, a conversation with Medusa? Talk, boy.
Alright, did you know that the Brookings Institute declared girls' education to be the best way to combat climate change?
Climate change? What do you think? I'm broadcasting from an iceberg? Give me something else.
Okay, the Malala Fund is remarkably transparent, so you can see exactly where your money goes. They release an audited financial report each year.
Transparency? You think I can't see through that? More!
Um, did you know that her husband, Aser Malik, played football in high school?
Well, that seems kind of irrelevant, but let's say hypothetically someone wanted to donate to the Malala. How would a viewer go about that?
You can donate by visiting malala.org. That's MALALA.org, and simply clicking the donate button. Select your donation amount, and the Malala Fund will make sure your contribution goes directly towards a world where women can choose their own futures.
Well, that answers your question, Miss Remillard. And looks like we ran out of time for the breaking news. Thanks for coming on, kiddo. You can catch today's breaking news in tomorrow's broadcast. I'm Brock Bucannon, and this has been CBTV News.